Coming up on today's Code Bet Daily, we are covering a whole mess of the Women's World Cup. We're talking some NFL. What about you, Stats Guy?
Yeah, of course, the Women's World Cup. Brazil and Germany do absolutely smash it. And some Major League Cricket.
Nice one. What about you, Alex? What are you talking about?
Have a crack at who's going to make the bottom half of the AFL top 8 and who's going to miss out.
Excellent. We've got player props, game picks, best bets. We've got some Rate My Multi action as well. It's all in it. It's Code Bet Daily. Check it out. Welcome to Code Bet Daily. That's right. It is Monday, July 24th. Oh, geez, and I'm back from holidays. That's right. What is this, episode 158? They've survived.
We're still going.
9 episodes without me.
Survived? You mean thrived?
Right, yeah.
I know.
Killed it.
Is it really living if it doesn't involve me? I'm just saying. That's right. I am your host, Jaymz Clements. I'm the editor of a very good website. It's called Code Bet. You can find that at codebet.com.au. And a surprise twist, I'm joined, as always, by the pontiffs. That's right, the pontiffs of punting. We've got the stats guy. We've got Alex. What's going on, gentlemen?
Loving the World Cup still. Plenty to bet on every day. Watching it. It's been awesome. Yeah, that's what I've been up to.
Alex?
Cool. I like having clarity about football. It's very good. After the weekend's results, I'm fairly confident about a certain few things happening in the last 6 weeks of the final parts of the season, sorry.
Cool. When you say football, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about the AFL. I have absolutely no clarity on the World Cup because a lot of the good teams are starting off very, very shaky and are struggling big time.
Well, the good thing is we're going to bet on that. So that's what it's called. It's called Code Bet Daily. That's what we do every single day. It's codes, it's betting, it's daily. We've got player props, game picks, best bets. I've chucked in a quick Rate My Multi for tonight's Brazil-Panama game. That's what we're going to be talking about today, a bit of the Women's World Cup. I've also got a bit of a quick NFL. I'm building out my portfolio of NFL bets. It's looking pretty good. What about you there, Stats Guy?
Yeah, a bit of World Cup as well. And then some Major League Cricket, which is just started a couple of weeks ago. We had it on the TV at work the other week. It's actually, very good standard. Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Oh, it's got all of them are the best T20 players in the world, which I will talk about later.
Nice. What about you, Alex? What are you looking at today?
Bit of World Cup action, and then, as I said, some to make or to miss the top 8, as well as the top non-Victorian club, which is actually a bet available at Bet365. I'm going to take on that.
Nice.
So what's that, between Brisbane and Port?
Yeah, pretty much.
Sure. Righto, let's get into it. Player props. Easy one right off the bat for me. As we get closer and closer and closer to the start of the NFL season, it's like 6 weeks away, and I cannot wait. And this might be,
Can't wait to get done on some unders and overs at 6:30 in the morning again. It's going to be so much fun Monday morning. God damn it, Detroit. Seriously.
To be honest, NFL betting does feel like some of the more degenerate action that you get in Australia.
So painful.
100%.
It does. You put them on Sunday night and then you wake up, fingers crossed.
Yeah, but then
like
it's
EPL,
like the games that start at 6:30, you hit and refresh on the thing if you haven't got League Pass. Go, oh, God damn it, they scored. I've got the under.
It is. It's a tough one. But look, one of the player props that I love the most, and so on holiday, sitting up in far north Queensland, just hanging out, reading a little bit about the NFL preseason, well, heading into, camp, and then what I sort of like in terms of teams and players, etc. There's one that sort of stuck out as well. I mentioned the Travis Kelce touchdown scoring one, I think, just before I left, which is the over 9.5 touchdowns for the season. There's another season-long one that I really enjoyed, though, and I mentioned this about Amon-Ra and Brown. I think in the week or two before we left as well, there was a lot about receiving yards and going his over. There's another one that the price on it at the moment just blew my mind. To lead the league in receptions, so that's just catching the ball. Doesn't matter what you do with it after that, he's just catching it.
Yeah.
Amon-Ra and Brown is $21. He, last year, had 106. That's 7th in the league. The thing is, the difference between 7th and 4th was 2. So
really?
He's basically top 4. He's very close to being top 4. And even Kelce was at 110 last season, right? So he's only 4 behind the third place get up. And it comes down to Justin Jefferson and Tyreek Hill absolutely demolishing teams last year. Justin Jefferson plays for the Minnesota Vikings. I don't think, their receiving core is not quite as good this season. I don't think they'll be quite as good as they have been. They've been up and down. He will still be very, very good. Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get to that in a second. But he led the league last year. Tyreek Hill, I always worry about just because Miami, their quarterback situation is very fluid, shall we say. You're hoping that Tua Tagovailoa Tagovailoa has a bit more fluid, like not around his brain at the moment. Like that's
kind of important.
You just want him to be healthy. You want him to be chill.
Absolutely.
You don't want to bet on Tyreek Hill. It's just like it's so just dependent on who's slinging him the ball. But Amon-Ra and Brown, like Detroit to be better this year, we know that. And he is just a reception beast in waiting, I think. He's like a lot of those sort of short slants, outs, a crossing. He's not your sort of typical deep long ball receiver. And I think this is the year that you sort of see just the sheer volume absolutely kick up a notch as Detroit just finally just don't suck out loud, right?
My betting account hopes so.
So $21 for him to lead the league is really, really good value considering that he basically came in fourth. He also played one less game than the players ahead of him. I think he was on 16, the same as Stephon Diggs, who had 108 last year. But yeah, 106 to 108 between 4 and 7, laughing. So I think for him to win, maybe he's going to go close. $21 is feel pretty good, but you can always just go, right, well, I still really like Justin Jefferson because he's really well priced at $750. This is one of my favorite bets that I won last year. I rode Jefferson to the end, and I actually had him probably about $850, I think, before the season. They don't have Adam Thielen there in Minnesota anymore. I think he's going to be an absolute hog. The problem is I just don't think that team's going to be very good. So he might struggle to get as much of like the sheer volume on offense as they sort of try to figure out what they're doing. But still, $7.50 for him is pretty good. 21 for Amon-Ra and Brown as well. I love that even more. So I think it ends up actually probably between these two. And if it's, a couple of NFC North division rivals, it should come right down to the wire. I love it. So let's go Amon-Ra and Brown for the Detroit Lions to lead the league in receptions. $21. That is great value.
Nice.
Love a good preseason bet because you're sitting there going, well, we'll find out in January.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice one. What about you, Alex? What's your player prop?
Having a look at tonight's game that I think all of us, no, not Stats Guy, you and I are heading off to. That's Germany and Morocco, and looking at one of the main strikers in the whole competition, Alexandra Popp. She is an absolute jet. She has scored 60-odd goals in 128 games for Germany, but she's also got this insane record in the Bundesliga where she plays with Wolfsburg. And no disrespect to Wolfsburg, but someone as good as her should not be playing for Wolfsburg. She's got 87 goals in 177 games. Yes, offense.
I love this. No disrespect, but here's a bunch of disrespect.
They produced some good players. I think De Bruyne was from there.
Produced. Yeah, you start there and go somewhere better. It's like being at North Melbourne. You start and then you leave.
Whoa.
Drive-bys. Anyway, she just keeps scoring goals for fun. Actually, funny fact, in internationals this year, she has only scored 2 goals, but she's only played 4 games. So warming into it as well, getting ready for the World Cup. Look, at the Euros last year, she scored a whole bunch of goals. So she really steps up in big competitions as well. So really happy to have something on her and the double of Germany to win. It's even money with Ladbrokes at the moment. Keeping it nice and simple. Pop to score and Germany to win. And we'll get to the overs and unders later in the game picks.
Nice. Good job. Stats Guy.
Yeah, Alex stole my player prop. Literally, you're like, oh, where's some player props? And that I had it.
And I was like, I'm going tonight, Pop.
So yeah, Pop. Yeah, I'm just going to do a few things more about her. She's absolutely awesome. As Alex mentioned in the Euros, she actually won the Golden Boot with 10 goals in 10 games. She was absolutely awesome. She's known as the best header.
Germany would have won if she played in the final.
Yes, and then she was injured, wasn't she? Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So, they definitely could have won. She's known as the best header in the world. Germany love to cross it into her. She's pretty tall, and she's got a good leap on her. She's a really good header. And then she also takes the penalties, which I was all over in the Men's World Cup. Alex was talking about over the weekend. 8 of the 12 games have had a penalty. I know there's been a lot of misses, but she's a great striker. So if they're going to get a penalty,
4 goals, 4 misses so far.
Yeah, if they're going to give me a penalty, she's going to take it. Morocco might sit back, but I think if they're going to get a few chances on goal, Pop's going to score. I don't mind the bit better value at $4.33 for her as the first goal scorer because she's only $1.83 to score. And then just looking at the Golden Boot, I did talk about her in my Golden Boot preview on cobet.com.au. She's still $17 for the Golden Boot. She's gone up because of Sophia Smith from the US got 2 goals, but against some of these lower teams, Pop has the class to actually score 2 goals as well. So yeah, that's pretty good value there.
That's a great call, actually. Nice to keep an eye on the Golden Boot as this progresses because there is a couple of opportunities to feast, shall we say, if you're on the top-notch ones. Nice one. Let's get into some game picks, match picks, whatever we're feeling. I'm going to mention this Germany-Morocco game. As Alex said, we're going, so it's going to be fun.
Together?
No.
Just going to hold hands. Hold hands, and it'll be great.
Yeah, see, James and I are going to go, and then I'm going to palm my girlfriend off to look after the squid.
The squid, yeah. My 4-year-old son is going to his first soccer game tonight. Awesome. He's going to have an absolute rip snorter of a time. And
what
surely
kid is he going to...
Surely going for Morocco as well.
No, are you just going to show him both kits and be like, which one?
He actually has an Australia scarf as well. So
cool.
It's like, do we wear that?
You could.
We might.
Yeah.
So it's like, who's going to bag a 4-year-old? I'm just saying. Especially when they got my fist in their face. Right. Anyway, Germany, Morocco. This is really easy. Obviously, it's pretty tough to find a bit of value for this. But Germany plus over 2.5 goals. $1.57. I'd probably even bump that up a little bit because 34 goals in their openers. Germany scored. They averaged 4.5 basically against teams from Africa. How's Desert Theory going here for you, Alex?
Desert Theory hasn't really kicked in yet because it's been wet in New Zealand. So I probably need to find Swamp Theory.
And so one of my favourite little tidbits about this as well is that I think there's 4 times that a team has scored over 10 goals in a Women's World Cup. 2 of them belong to Germany.
Really? I didn't know that.
Oh, God, I'm screwed here with my bet.
2007 against Argentina and against the Ivory Coast in 2015, actually. So Germany, I think, will pile it on. I think we saw Japan absolutely throw down a bit of a smashing the other day. I would not be surprised if Germany do the exact same thing over Morocco. And we sort of have maybe that sort of 4-zip scoreline, which I kind of like a lot. But if you want to play it a little bit safer, Germany plus over 2.5, over 3.5 is probably where I'd land, though. New Zealand to win to 0 against the Philippines tomorrow as well. It was my other game pick that I want to have a look at. $1.75 for that one. And halftime, full-time for New Zealand, which I think feels pretty good. I feel like if you want to go the halftime, full-time, it's a little bit better value. Just depends on if you think New Zealand score early or late. Yeah, is my question. So
they won their first ever game last week, so it was awesome.
New Zealand, look, this is the thing. It feels like this could be a draw, but the Philippines were not very good against the Swiss. No. So I think the stat was there were 17 shots the Swiss had to 3.
Yeah, that's not great.
And the possession was like something just horribly like 78 to 22. So that screams to me where New Zealand can control this game a little bit more, probably score hopefully in the first half, and then you just ride that halftime, full-time to the win. Nice. That's why I was stuck away from the over-unders for this one because as we saw, New Zealand got that first win. This is going to be a bit tighter, I think. They're just going to get over the line. Give me the 1-zip. But I like Germany, like New Zealand. Off we go.
Nice.
Alex, what about you?
Yeah, having a look at Argentina, Italy, that one kicks off at 4 o'clock this afternoon. You look at the odds and go, oh, yeah, well, Italy should win this one easily, but then you do a bit of digging. Argentina, I've been talking about this for the last couple of days in the office going, I don't mind Argentina to get out of the group. They've won 6 of their last 7 internationals, and they're moving up the world rankings at quite a rapid pace. Obviously, basically impossible to replicate what the men did at the World Cup last year, given they'd need to win it. Don't see that happening, but you have a look at how Italy have been going. They
to replicate it, they'd also have to lose this game, and then
it's true.
Exactly.
True.
Yeah,
that's the first game. Maybe that's their tactic.
But they're not playing Saudi Arabia, so it's a bit different. You know. Anyway, Italy struggled to get past New Zealand in a warm-up game, and it's like, oh yeah, New Zealand came out and won, but you had to look at how Norway played. Norway were terrible in that opening game. So I don't mind the double chance. One of Stats Guy's favourite markets here. The Argentina or draw at $2.15 really takes my fancy there. I just thought, I don't mind the odds there whatsoever. Like yesterday I had in the Sweden-South Africa, Sweden and both teams to score. And I was made to sweat on that one. That was
that was close.
Late winner by Sweden. It just goes into, and this rolls into Germany and Morocco. I like Germany in the under 3.5 goals. As we've seen all of the good teams except for basically Japan start off really shaky. Like I actually sat down and watched USA on Saturday mornings. It was about 10:30 the game kicked off. And I'm like, what is going on? Like it was scrappy. There was no the final like shots and actual composure from a lot of the players starting this tournament has been really awful. And I was saying that to Stats Guy in our group messages that the penalty taking and the shooting so far has been pretty bad. Like we've seen a couple of top bins from the penalties. But other than that, it's just not great. And I don't know if it's nerves. Obviously, the conditions in New Zealand,
wet,
where a lot of the unders have been so far, it's been wet. It poured in Sydney last night as well, where the Reggae Girls, our CodeBet's new favourite team, copped the draw there with France, Les Bleus. Go check out the nicknames thing on TikTok. It's good fun.
Yes.
That's why I think the unders hits here, the under 3.5, like 3-0, yes, sweet. Germany win, never in doubt kind of thing. And the same for Brazil. I'm taking Brazil under the 3.5 against Panama. I know we're like, they should smash this. Well, look at how England went against Haiti on Saturday night. That was a tough watch if you're a Pom supporter. So I like the unders in all the games, but Argentina or draw is probably the best bet of the day for me.
Yeah, I think so. That Germany one as well. Like that's the thing where I sort of leaned into that simple idea that Germany just come out firing.
Yeah, I hope so. If they're efficient and good with the ball, it should be pretty simple. But we've seen that there's been a lot of breakdown in the final third of the pitch for every team so far. It's like all these big teams are basically, lesser nations are trying to avoid getting thumped.
Yep. Thing is, 34 goals scored in openers for Germany versus 3 conceded.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Oh, yeah, and I don't think they conceded in the warm-ups as well. In the warm-ups in qualifying.
I think we can basically put it down to the Germans don't screw around. Yeah. And let's go, stats guy.
Yeah, Brazil, Panama in the Women's World Cup as well. Alex just touched on this a little bit. Panama, the third lowest ranked side in the tournament, all the way down to 52. Brazil are 8th in the world, have lots of experience and as well as rising stars. Panama only won one of their last 5 matches heading into the World Cup. Brazil on this run where they've been Germany, Japan, and also drew with Spain, who are some of the best teams in the world. So they've been awesome. I think Alex is going to talk about her later as well. But Marta, they've got the GOAT of women's football. Jaymz actually was going to talk about it. But yeah, Marta is the GOAT of women's football. She's actually coming off the bench lately, but she still can score goals. She's an absolute star. They've got some younger players in Ari Borges, who's in great form. Their just attack is awesome. Their lesser known players are in their defense, but yeah, their stats absolutely back it up when they win against some of the best teams in the world. But yeah, in saying this, only one game in the entire tournament has gone over that 3.5 goal market. All the odds are suggesting this is going to be at least 4-0. But
yeah, if you back the overs, it's been a strip out, aka me.
Yeah, exactly. I was as well the first few.
Even last night, I thought, France will do this. This is going to be fun. Nope.
Yeah. Panama, they're going to sit back as a lot of the lower ranked teams have been doing. I think Brazil are going to win 2 or 3-0, similar to that Germany game as Alex mentioned. But I really like the Brazil and under 3.5 goals at $2.35. It's where you can get a bit of value because all the markets are suggesting this is going to be 5-0 or something like that. But just the way teams are sitting back, the conditions a little bit wet. I don't know what's going on in this whole tournament, but I just got to back the form of what's going on at these grounds. So go the unders and Brazil.
I don't know, man. Just got a feeling about Panama. Panama. No, I'm actually back in Brazil here too.
Yeah.
So it leads very nicely into best bets. Best bets. We've got some best bets. Best bets for me tonight. Brazil, Panama. Panama. No, they're going to get beaten here. Brazil are unbeaten in 4 straight against CONCACAF. They go, that's kind of cute. You guys are just above us. And 3 of those were clean sheets as well. So I think this is going to be an absolute belting, as Stats Guy leaned into, right? 2-zip, 3-zip is where I'm feeling this is going to end up. Yep. 11 of the last 12 World Cup games have also been clean sheets. Not bad. 8-8 in their World Cup openers are Brazil as well. This screams Brazil win. But Marta, I think if she scores in this World Cup, she becomes the first man or woman to ever score in 6 World Cups. That is
how old she is. She's 37.
She is under an injury niggle, though, so we got to wait and see the team sheets.
Yeah.
Yep. $1.60 for it any time that I saw. I think you can sort of shop around, but the halftime, full-time for Brazil is the one for me, just as the best bet as well. I think Brazil get on there early and cruise to a win. And we'll do a bit of a rate my multi on this game too. If we want to do it now, we may as well because that's the last of the Women's World Cup. So
I've also got one after we want to do it too.
Do we have a bit? I don't know if we have.
Gerald's got the bit somewhere.
Well, we can do a rate my multi. Let's just do it now.
Yeah.
Rate my multi. I missed that. Marta goal anytime. Gabby over 1.5 shots on target. Both teams to score? No. Brazil to win by 2 or more. Halftime, full-time result. Brazil. That only gets you to $3.10, but I feel pretty good about it. So this is the thing. You're playing Panama. I think Gabby and Marta they're just too good. If Marta isn't named, I'd be going with the Gabby anytime score as well. So, but $3.10 for that for the halftime, full-time result. Brazil, the 2 or more, the clean sheet. Off we go. Rate my multi, gentlemen.
Yeah, probably I was going to give an 8 just because of Marta. But as you said, you could chuck another Brazilian striker in there, so I'll give it an 8 because it should happen.
Yep. Sweet. All right, Alex, What's your best bet?
We'll go with the multi first to start off there. It's across all three games. So both teams to score in Italy and Argentina. In Germany and Morocco, Germany to win under 3.5 goals and Alexandra Popp to have 2 or more shots on target.
Nice.
Into the Brazil game, Brazil to win under 3.5 and Dabinya to score or assist. Those three will get you $20.69 with Ladbrokes.
Jeez, a bit more value than mine. So I'll give that about a 7.5.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'll give it a 7, I reckon. Yeah. There's a few more legs, but yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, a couple more instances where I don't feel quite as confident about it than in mine.
So back to what I said at the start of the show, some AFL top 8 finish and misses as well as the top non-Victorian club. May as well start off with the top non-Victorian club. I'm taking the Brisbane Lions at even money. Port Adelaide are $1.80 after back-to-back losses. You have a look at the run-in. Brisbane, obviously, the Gabatoir, unbeaten there all year. Their run-in is a lot easier. I know they have to face Collingwood at Docklands, but it is Collingwood at Docklands, so it's a bit different than the MCG. Port still have to travel to Geelong. Another slip up there and a showdown this weekend. Just as like Brisbane just go, thank you, we'll take the home final. Thanks for that, Ken Hinkley. To the top 8 finish and misses. We'll start off with St Kilda to miss it. Last night confirmed it to me. They will miss the finals. They are not good. They are so bad.
Yeah.
They celebrated like they won a final last night. And boy, oh boy, Stats guys, North Melbourne. I feel bad for you. You should have won that game.
Probably, yeah. They were horrible.
GWS to make the top 8 because they're GWS. No one's really talking about them. They've won 6 on the bounce and they keep winning interstate. They finally won in Canberra.
I know. They finally won.
Yeah. First time in 10 games. It hit halftime yesterday and they just went, Gold Coast, that's cute. See ya. And absolutely pummeled them into the ground. Essendon to miss the top 8 at $1.50. I was all in on them for Friday night. If you listen to the AFL show, I was up and about for the Bombers. Oh, man, after quarter time, they just got
smashed,
belted all over the place. I think Sydney will get them this weekend. If the Swans beat them, that 6-week period I kept talking about in the CodeBet AFL odds update, it'll be 1-5 and finals will be done, even with games against North Melbourne and West Coast to come. Have fun in September, Essendon fans. And to make Jim and myself happy, I'm going to have something on both Carlton and Sydney to make the 8 because I'm getting better than 2-1 for both of them. So Carlton are $2.50 to make the 8 and the Swans are $4. Nope, I'm on the Swans at $11 to make the top 8. I think one of the two teams is the team that sneaks into 8th and the other one finishes 9th and one of us is crying, the first week of finals. So getting better than even money about both. I'm going to back both. And obviously I think Geelong will make it too. So my bottom half of the top 8, whatever order it is GWS, Geelong, unfortunately the Western Bulldogs, but I think they're going to find a way to go in either Sydney or Carlton.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a tricky one. I think one of the big ones for both, two different parts of that one is that Carlton play St Kilda in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah, GWS play the Western Bulldogs, Sydney play GWS, Essendon, and there's a Melbourne and Adelaide in there too. Like the Swans run home is basically teams that are either in or trying to get in.
Yeah,
GWS is the same.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
Yeah, it's an awesome run in. It's so good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting.
Fascinating. Fascinating end of the season. I love it. All right, Stats Guy, talk to me about some MLS.
MLC. Yeah.
Talk to me about MLS anyway.
Yeah, I can talk about MLS if you want. Messi did score Messi was absolutely awesome. I swear they scripted that. 93rd
That was a
minute.
League Cup. That was a cup game. That wasn't MLS.
It was. But it was in there for his MLS team. That was nuts. But I'm going to talk about MLC, everyone's favourite new cricket league, the Major League Cricket. I
prefer European cricket, to be honest.
Yeah, European cricket on those little synthetic grounds. They're pretty funny. But yeah, I'm looking at the Texas Super Kings taking on my team, who I've got behind, the San Francisco Unicorns. The Unicorns are full. I can't believe I'm saying unicorns for a team. This is awesome. The Unicorns are full of Aussie T20 stars, Aaron Finch, Marcus Stoinis, and Matt Wade. And then they've even got bowlers in Haris Rauf and Shadab Khan. So Haris Rauf, one of my favourite bowlers, Pakistani, killed it in the T20 World Cup. So you got all the teams have a lot of depth for this American League, which I've been really surprised about. Unicorns have been going really well. Matt Wade, especially, I'm going to talk about a player prop with him to start with, averaging 30 in the tournament. We had him on the screen the other day at work. He made 70 or 40 balls. A lot of these old baseball grounds that they're playing on are very small. So if you get any bat onto it, they're going to go for 6, a few top edges and things like that. So I don't mind Matt Wade over 22.5 runs at $1.83. He's been opening for the Unicorns and doing really well. And then just looking at that San Fran side, They haven't allowed over 200 runs in the tournament yet and have scored 200 twice themselves. They've just got a great depth. All of their players have been in finals for T20 World Cup tournaments and things like that. They're just so experienced in this format. So the Unicorns head-to-head, $1.91. A lot of these matches, because not many people are sort of betting on it or as interested yet, you get $1.91 for both teams for most matches, even though there is some teams that are better.
First year of the tournament.
First year of the tournament.
It's very hard to predict.
I know that, not many people are betting on it yet, but you might as well. You get pretty good value, $1.91. I think, Unicorns are the better side than the Super Kings here. So get around the Major League Cricket.
This is an LA Knight Riders podcast. Thank you very much, guy. All behind Adam's.
Okay, Zampa's
420.
with his
every day. With these ridiculous sunnies. You love
I
to
just love
see it.
Finchy and Harris Ralph, so I got on the Unicorns.
I just hope that Finchy found a pair of pants that fit him after some horror shows he had during the Ashes commentary.
I know.
There we go. That's it. Go-Bet Daily done for today. It's good to be back in the seat. This is feeling pretty nice. We'll be back on deck tomorrow and in the studio. That'll be fun. So get right around the show. All the shows, in fact, the AFL show, the NRL show as well, which will pop up in your feed. You can also subscribe to them separately on Spotify and I think one other sort of outlet. But either way, like, review, and star them all. Go on, do it. And chuck us a follow across all the socials. What is it? YouTube, Facey, IG, Twitter, TikTok. Does Thread still exist? I've been away for a week and a half.
It does.
Yes.
I don't like it yet, but it's gone all right.
Plenty of stuff on TikTok as well. You can see all the great videos the gentlemen have been doing in my absence. They've been absolutely smashing it too. Send any questions, any multis you want us to rate, any bets, anything you want us to talk about, we'll cover it off. I think that's it. Good show. Good stuff. Thanks, Stats Guy.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.
See you tonight.
And thanks to Gerald for producing, as always. And thanks to me for actually coming back. Didn't really want to. Far North Queensland was far more warm than down here, I'll tell you, in Melbourne.
Yeah, but it's Queensland.
It's not much to recommend it apart from the tropical heat, the warmth, the booze, the food, seafood.
Sounds horrible.
They're just a random crocodile, though. So it's just like,
we don't have them at least.
Anyway, all right. What do we say, Stats Guy?
Gamble responsibly.
All right, may all your picks come in. Happy punting. We'll catch you tomorrow. Go Bet Daily. Out.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.